And we're on our way. All right, this is Sunfire Foods here, and I'm with Vicor. Lucor. Hey, Lucor.
Hey.
And what we wanted to do is talk about some of the fruits and vegetables that are out right now, and kind of help us to understand what's in season, what's not in season, and kind of fill us in a little bit.
All right.
All right. So go for it.
Right.
I'll point and you talk.
All right. Well, right here we've got the leafy greens.
Okay.
Right now, the main place we're getting them is from California.
California.
And
okay.
We're also facing some shortages because there's some heavy wind and rain that's destroying some of the crops, slowing the growth, and making it hard to harvest.
Okay.
So things like spinach, arugula is almost impossible to get right now.
No arugula.
No arugula.
Oh my God.
Tough to get. Green onions.
Okay. Okay. So now that affects the price.
It affects the price. It affects the availability. Like
Okay.
The spinach is a little more expensive, and the arugula is just non-existent.
No arugula.
No arugula at all.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. So what else is happening? Celery's all year round.
Celery's pretty solid all year round.
Okay.
It's also mostly from California, but it's a real hardy crop, so
Okay.
we don't tend to lose it as much.
Okay. 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 What else is going on here? This is cilantro.
Oh, this is where the cilantro would be.
Oh, right. We're out of cilantro. No cilantro.
cilantro.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So what else is happening?
Let's see. We get a pretty good all year on the kales and chards.
Okay.
They're another real hardy crop. They harvest kind of well into the colder seasons. Even like here in Colorado, we were able to get local stuff, towards the very end of fall.
Okay. So then these are greens that people could eat pretty much all year round.
Not quite. 3 seasons maybe.
3 seasons.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You can get kind of an early crop, and then at least a couple of good summer crops, and then something trailing off into the fall.
Okay. Cool. And what about these roots right here?
These are another pretty close to, like, in the old days, you would just like store them in your cellar, and they'd keep real well. You can trim them and like rehydrate them.
Okay.
And they'll just drink up water.
Gotcha.
And you can keep them alive for a long time.
Okay. All right. So that's the roots. What do we got here?
Let's see, we've got like cabbage.
Cabbage.
It's another real hardy, also from California this time of year.
Okay.
Or Mexico is another
Where it's warm.
great place to supplement
Okay.
the availability. Roots.
More roots.
They're real hardy.
Okay.
You can keep harvesting those for a long time.
Okay. And those are all year round too, basically.
Pretty well all year round.
Okay.
Like we're not going to get a local crop again until maybe next fall,
Okay.
late summer.
Okay.
Yeah, we can get those mostly from North America all year round.
Cool.
And peppers now, we're going to be looking at mostly Mexico.
Mexican.
Yeah.
Okay. Where it's warm now.
Yeah, they're kind of a delicate crop.
Okay.
They freeze
All
really
right.
easy.
Okay.
And cucumbers.
Same thing with cucumbers.
Yeah.
They're coming from California too.
Some of them do come from California. A lot of them
see,
from Mexico. These are Mexico.
Mexico.
Yeah.
Okay. So now some of these foods people eat all year round.
Yeah. We get the illusion of being able to have a lot of stuff all year round.
Okay, but
And-
basically it's not true.
Yeah, and a really good
Okay.
example of that is citrus.
Okay.
Because we have 2 big citrus harvests every year.
Okay.
And one of them is, obviously in the summer, and that's where we get like the California, Arizona, Florida,
Okay.
the warmer parts of the U.S.
Okay.
And then right now is the other peak season, and it's all coming from, Mexico, South America, Australia.
Whoa.
Because, this is their, like, prime kicking season.
Okay,
And
so
like, the quality of the citrus right now is fantastic.
Oh,
You're
nice.
going to get rich, flavorful.
nice.
But, it's like 10 degrees outside.
Yeah. So then what's liquid in season this time of year?
Like local?
Yeah. Is it just
You're
apples?
You're really going to be looking at apples we get from Washington.
Okay.
The Pacific Northwest.
Okay.
We've got some of the squash is left over from the Colorado harvest.
Okay.
So, traditionally
Squash.
look at, if you were just eating purely locally, you can store apples in cold storage most
Gotcha.
of the year.
Okay.
You can store squash, you can store potatoes, you can store onions.
Okay.
But it would make the diet here in Colorado pretty
Yeah, pretty minimal.
Pretty minimal.
Okay.
Pretty boring.
All right. So cool. What about grapes and the
Grapes are
berries?
coming from South America mostly.
Okay.
Same with the berries.
Wow.
So like Chile is where a lot of our blueberries are coming from. this time
Okay.
of year.
Okay. Sweet, man.
And tomatoes are just, there's nothing good coming right now.
No
'Cause they
tomatoes.
come
Okay.
from so far away. Mexico
Okay.
is the closest place that has anything that you could call a tomato right now.
Oh my gosh.
Except for, hothouse or
Right.
greenhouses.
In salad. Okay.
But those end up being a lot more pricey just because, it's so, it takes so much to heat the greenhouse in the winter. A lot of greenhouses stop producing in the winter months.
Because it costs so much.
Because it costs so much.
And so people need to understand that organic food costs so much because of the soil.
Right.
Okay.
And a lot of times it'll cost so much because of transporting it.
Okay.
Because, when you're having to bring things up across from California or
Right.
from Australia,
Right.
from New Zealand, from South America,
Got it.
you're paying for a lot of shipping.
Now, what about the quality of organic food, though?
The quality of organics has been disputed for a long time. Like, they've been doing a lot of scientific research trying to figure out if there's a nutritional difference.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people say there's a taste difference.
Okay.
They've found that mice prefer organic to non-organic. Like,
Okay.
if you have food made out of, like, a biscuit made out of organic flour versus a biscuit made out of non-organic flour, the mice typically will, go after the organic first.
Okay.
And so, there's something they're picking up on that
Okay.
is just, satisfying them more.
Well, very cool. So,
as far as nutritional content, there's still no solid, like, that an apple has more vitamin C if it's organic or more.
Okay. Right. But basically it tastes better.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it, man. Will it be okay if we come back? If anyone has any questions or anything, I'll track you down and we can answer them. So thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
And I'll peace out.